many of you are sending your kids to college to go and work on them? Okay, well, guess who is working the farms? So that you can afford your food.
So that you can have food.
So that you can have food. Now, how many of you are looking to send your kids into hospitality after this college education so that they can go and make the beds at the hotels? How many of you are planning to send your kids to college? Because that's what we do here. We send everybody to college. How many of you are planning to send your kids to college so that they can then go and build these houses? So the reality is that so long as we live in a capitalist society, there's always going to be someone or a group of people that will do work that some of the rest of y'all don't want to do. These are the people that are really making us great in this country. How many of you are sending your kids to college to go and work on them?
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the DeMarkco effect, where you get the full effect of me. I'm going to rewind this video because I'm really trying to understand exactly what she's saying before I go off and, I'm just, talking. But what I got from that was this. As educated people, she's basically saying, educated people don't want to do the regular jobs. Like, educated people don't want to build homes. Educated people basically just don't want to work. So what we need is illegal migrants. Imagine this. And I'll tell y'all why I'm starting to understand why people don't like the Democratic Party, right? I'll tell you why. If a Republican, it don't matter who it was, I'm not even going to give a name. It doesn't matter which Republican it was. If one of them says something like this, they would say, yeah, the Republican Party is evil. They're demonized. They're not for our country. They're wrong. They're just for the rich. They say all of that. But listen to what this lady just said. We gonna watch it together again. And the reason why this right here, like it pisses me off just a little bit, is because we have a student loan debt of 1.77 trillion as of Q4 of 2024. If you don't know, there's 4 quarters. Okay, so if you do 12 divided by 4, that's every 3 months, that's a quarter. Okay, so as of the 4th quarter of 2024, they figured out we have 1.77 trillion student loan debt. 25% of that student loan debt is coming from 18 to 29-year-olds. So, I mean, if we're talking about people going to college and people being educated, clearly these people that's going to college and they're educated, they're not smart enough to understand that if you're going to go to college for something that's actually going to make you some money and something smart, not just psychology or something like that. We all know that's a bullshit degree. But let's get back into what she's saying.
How many of you are sending your kids to college to go and work on them? Okay, well, guess who is working the farms? So that you can afford your food.
So that you can have food.
So that you can have food. Now, how many of you are looking to send your kids into hospitality after this college education so that they can go and make the beds at the hotels? How many of you are...
So she said, how many of you are raising your kids basically to clean hotel rooms? So it's like she said all of the jobs that the educated don't want to do, we need the illegals to do. And she's saying it as if it's some bullshit jobs, like it's a job that's messed up. Let's pay attention to that.
Are planning to send your kids to college, because that's what we do here. We send everybody to college. How many of you are planning to send your kids to college so that they can then go and build these houses? So the reality is that so long as we live in a capitalist society, there's always going to be someone or a group of people that will do work that some of the rest of y'all don't want to do. These are the people that are really making us great in this.
And if these are the people that are making our country great as a result of them doing the housing, as a result of them cleaning up the hotels, as a result of them being farmers, these people can come in our country legally and do the same exact thing. I'll tell you why the Democratic Party and some of these people actually like the illegals being here, right? The reason why is because they can use these people for cheap labor. And people do it all the time with these jobs where they do under the table jobs. They give typically people like that, they pay them cheap labor. So what that means is the regular price that the regular amount that we're going to pay somebody, we're not going to pay you because you're not supposed to be here. So I can use that to my advantage to either keep you here working for me and working for cheap, or I can get you out the way and get you deported. And that's essentially what she's saying. She's saying that we want the illegals to stay here so they can keep doing the cheap labor and doing the things that we as people don't want to do. And we wonder why people are sitting here saying we don't have any jobs and, we don't want to do these specific jobs. It's because people don't want to do those jobs. One thing I have learned about, people that come to our country, and I'll give y'all an example, is Mexicans and Hispanics. When I see people migrate over to our countries, even Africans, they come over here and they make so much money. And they make it off of you because, not you exactly, but speaking in general, people are lazy. So when people come into our country, they see, oh my God, this is so much opportunity that I can build from, and I can make my money here, and I can make a living, and I can bring some money back home to my land. I will 100% do that. But Americans are like, nah, I want $1 million, but I don't want to work for that $1 million. There's sleepless nights when you out here figuring out the best way to operate your life, and you come to financial as well. There is. Even with content creation, people don't realize when you're doing content creation, there is a lot of sleepless nights, days where you're coming up with ideas. You're always on top of what you're doing, and that's what I'm going through right now, and it's pretty cool, though. It's pretty awesome, all right? But back to what our country is, the problem that we have as a country is, and the problem that they have is, they want things to be done for them, and they don't want to have to do anything for it or to work for it. That's the problem that I really have here. Because we have to remember, Jasmine Crockett, she's a congresswoman, and she represents Texas. I'm going to say that once again. She represents Texas. She studied law, but clearly she don't understand law. And clearly she doesn't understand what's best for our country. Because I will say this, like I said, if there was a Republican, this would be a whole different story. Whole different story. Other than that, leave y'all thoughts down below. Leave a like for the algorithm. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Other than that, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. If you are subscribed, notification bell. If you're not subscribed and you want to subscribe, welcome to the family. Have a good evening, good day, good night, good morning, wherever y'all at, and I'll see y'all.